We are discussing lifestyle in the woke generation. Gen Zs, we are coming for you this morning.
Well, don't make you seem like
Well, no, actually, it's not Gen Zs. But, with the whole social media, living their lives on social media and all of that, there's this proliferation of a woke generation. And we have a fantastic guest who will be joining us on this conversation this morning in name and person of ROOBOY, Olatunde Kayode, our friend of the house. He is an actor, is an MC, and he invents hosts, all-round media bad guy. Good morning, ROOBOY. How are you doing?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Glad to have you on the
Thank
show
you
this
for
morning.
joining
We know you're a bit under the weather. Thank you very much for still opting to have this conversation with us.
Normal. We're outside again, so we understand.
All right, for our viewers at home, the phone lines will be open throughout this conversation, throughout this next hour. Really, the phone number is going to pop up on the screen. Make sure to call if you have if you have a question, have a comment to make. The number is right there: 0706-824-6893. Now let's get right into the conversation.
Yes.
ROOBOY, how would you define the term woke in the context of our current generation, and what do you think has influenced our lifestyle choices in this time that we're living now?
First and foremost, if I can look back, I feel like the time I woke started, I think, 2010. I guess 2010, because that was when the world woke. Because left to me, I feel like the word woke is not like something we are using nowadays. That everybody is not like using the term woke. So the answer to the question is that the Gen Zs, basically, I feel like they they have their way of doing things now that even me at some point I'm shocked, to be honest. So I feel like everybody wants to form this whole work. I want to be at alert. Like I don't want to sleep. I don't want to jones. I don't want to lose guard. And when it comes to Gen Z, they all feel like, okay, when you do things this way, they want to tell you that what you are doing at that period is not the right way. Not like it's not the right way, but they feel like they have a better way of doing that thing. So, for example, let me say, when we're small, when you put on, let me say, um, um, should I say like a tank top and
Okay, like a vest.
yeah, and then like I'm sorry if I can use the term they call it a shower short knicker. That's what we call it now. I'm sorry if I can use that word. So back then you can't wear something like that. Like if you want to wear a short knicker, let it be above your knees or something.
Right.
But because you are trying to form work now, we wear that short knicker and we do our thing without no thinking twice because we feel like this generation is different from the our parent generation. So and Gen Z too, they don't want to hear anything, they don't listen to anything, like one at all. So so I feel like it's really not, I think it's playing a positive impact and a
Right.
negative impact. So depending on who the person is, depending on the personality, and depending on who that person is, then you can now choose whether the term word is affecting your life positively or negatively.
So it really depends on you as a person and how you are reacting to these
Yeah,
things around you.
yeah.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yes, it actually is. All right, so that's like woke. There's something you said. So that means if you say the Gen Zs are saying it's a woke generation. So if you behave anyhow, you go collect.
You go collect.
So
Yes, you go
on standby.
collect. Yes, you go collect.
All right, now so the concept of being woke, often involves social and political awareness. How do you see the awareness shaping the daily lives and decisions of individuals today? Because it started like online, the woke mantra was online, but now we see it on a daily basis, and people is like they're always on the edge. So how would you rate it in people's daily lives?
Okay, so if I'm going to rate it in people's daily life, I feel like it's playing a very vital role right now at the moment because I'm not going to lie to you. Even you said that you're talking, you're on your work level, like 100. When you step out there, you know that you don't want to take nonsense from anybody. Even when it comes to the political side of this work thing, I feel like it's really affecting us because at the end of the day, we should give room to some people, not because they are forming work. You know you can still form work and still be smart, and you can still form work and not be smart.
Actually.
You get
True.
me? So if you are forming work and you are smart, I feel like people should give you room to do whatever you want to do in that aspect. Like now, in our political aspect, I feel like we've had them millennials like bad even to date, and everything is tiring. I mean, like this, I don't tire. Like I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago, they said our minister for youth or something is 60 years old or something. So for me, I feel like it's too wrong. It's wrong. When you say Minister of Youth, I feel like it should start from like let me say 35, 40, 45. You get at least that person can relate to people like us. But when somebody of 60 is our Minister of Youth, there's nothing you want to say from now to that person will still have that mentality of millennial in his head. Like when we are in Kiniko, it's like this they used to do it in their house. So it's really affecting us. And I'm going to rate it. I'm going to tell you that it's affecting us like bad, bad, bad. Like everything that you want to think of is really affecting us until we start, until we the work generations, until we start like taking things by fire by force. So I'm not going to lie to you, it's by fire by force. Now we have to take it now because nobody is willing to submit anything to anybody because they feel like we got that are forming work. We are like the most wrongest set of people because nobody wants to give room for anybody. So
Uh,
at this point, it's really affecting us negatively, to be honest.
all right. So, I mean, that means being woke in this season is what is needed to ensure accountability, in the political terrain.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah, but then
yes.
some young people claim to be woke. I'm glad you said that. You can be smart and be woke, and you might not be really smart and you can be woke. But some quote unquote
Mm-hmm.
woke people, when they are taking some particular opinions on some conversations, they don't even really know what it is that they are being woke about. But because the whole of social media
Yes,
is,
now
yeah, and
you're
that's fine.
correct
What, yeah.
now.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I feel like you said it all like everybody wants to talk. So, for example, I think I was in a gathering
Okay.
and like what you just said, they asked me that okay, they wanted me to talk about like my experience in the entertainment industry, like you get me.
Yeah.
So there's this amazing young girl, talented, and that was what let me say you might be woke and not smart, and you might be woke and still be smart. So I felt like she was trying to like attack me for no reason because maybe she felt like this guy to his old job, stop claiming Gen Z because they have this cute face or something. But I accepted my fate. Anything she wants to say, it's fine by me. But at the end of the day, when she started talking, and I figured out that almost she just wants to blab. You get, she just wants to talk. Not like you have like the experience in the industry. I don't think you have it. So she just wants to talk. So basically, at the end of the day, when she was done talking, I did not even get one thing, but she was giving me this woke vibe.
Yeah.
I woke up. The people are not going. I said, Auntie, calm down now. Be calming down now. So it's just like, that's it for me, Shao. That's it for me.
Okay, so now this question is from the first part of the show. We had a conversation as regard what Maraji said on trending nakedness. Now, so we're talking about dress sense, and also
Okay?
as regards, she said that she doesn't understand why people are largely naked, which you kind of raised with the short knicker that you spoke about. And then one of our
Mm-hmm.
responses from the views from the net is talking about okay, so let me just quickly read that view from the net, holding on to the thought
Okay.
that Maraji said. All these baggy and piercing thingy, I don't like them. Girls dressing as guys and guys dressing as girls. Most of these popular musicians now wear crop top and skirt and heels, and they'll call it fashion.
Like I said earlier, I'm on the table. So I feel like me, I'm a full-time entertainer, and I feel like people, Nigerians, most especially, we are fond of doing this thing, and I'm going to talk about it. So for me, yeah, I'm a full-time entertainer, and I feel like I have to do things to entertain people, and that is my calling. And if you're not going to accept it, or if you don't want to support it, you can as well stay on your lane and don't disturb me, because I'm not going to disturb you. Now, coming to like in general now, people dressing and people saying as a girl, you have to dress like as a girl, then as a guy, you have to dress like a guy. Now, when it comes to the fashion sense and fashion world, the only problem I have is that it's just that we only talk about this thing in Nigeria. If you go to other Western countries, I feel like they don't even have this conversation, to be honest, because they feel like in the fashion world, there's what they call creativity. It's only in Nigeria that we don't even believe in creativity at all. I don't even think maybe it's only the few entertainers or people in the industry or the media aspect that they really like. They want to talk about creativity. But aside this particular set of people, the 9 to 5, the church people, the over serious people, they don't even want to hear anything when it comes to creativity. And now, me, my last show, I called my stylist. I said, I'm going for this show. Please, I want my shoe to give me this. If you go on my Instagram, you're going to see my shoe. It's giving these feminine, like heels, pointed mounts. You get me?
I've
It's
seen
giving
some
me
of
that
those
kind of
outfits.
vibe.
Actually, I've seen some
Yeah,
of those
so it's
outfits. Yeah.
giving that vibe. And trust me, I've not been in that vibe before. I've not been in that kind of style before. But I said I want to try it. Let me see the look it's going to give. And trust me, when I put on my shoes, my outfit, I was like, God, I was checking, I was looking at the mirror, I said, Omo lodun bye. Omo now, what's going on now? So now, for me, it's making sense. But for other people that even at the end of the day, I started hearing rumors, which I don't know if it's okay for me to say they started using the word like I'm not straight. It's people that are not straight that are dressed like this. It's people that are into other things. Like then the whole thing to me is like, does that mean that if I dress like this, I am like this? Or if I don't dress like this, I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
like this. So what I'm going to just say is we that are in the entertainment world, I don't feel like I should listen to opinions like that, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, I am out there to entertain people. So I have to do that thing that when I do it, people have to talk about me. Okay, why can't you say you're an entertainer and you go to a show, you're looking like somebody that wants to sell a part to me? I'll be said, I'll look at you and be like, see, it's called, these people are called superstars, or they are called entertainer for a reason. They don't just call somebody that's not into entertainment and say, oh, no, they are called, and there's this particular look that they have to give. Okay, so now let me tell you something. People like me now, you can say I'm on dread. I'm on dread, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm doing dread because I'm an entertainer. Which kid is on low cut? The video is on low cut. But when you look at the video, the way he dresses, his bling bling diamonds, is going to give him that, okay, this guy is a full-time entertainer. Me too, when I step out sometimes, even without not even wearing anything good, when I step out, I'll be like, "Ah, bro, are you into entertainment?" And I'll be like, oh yes. I'm guessing that because maybe because of my hair or because of my look.
Okay.
So for me, all I'm going to say is that whatever anybody wants to do or whatever look you want to give, depending on the occasion you are going to or you are going for, I feel like that is how you should dress. Because
Dress
me,
as
like,
you
you will
want
not
to be
expect me
addressed,
to
to be
wear
honest.
maybe let me say for example I'm going for naming ceremony and I'm wearing jean and shirt or something. Me now, there's a way I dress when I'm going for occasions like that. I try as much as possible to look good, and that is me wearing my native attire up and down. But when I want to go and do my thing, going on stage, go and set the stage on fire, I have to give them back. But look at David, for example. I like David for one thing, and I'm not going to lie to you people. I used to look up to him at some point because of his energy. And people have this whole story behind his dressing or his look, which me, I don't really care about it. I don't care about it. Everybody, but at the end of the day, I've been watching the relay and he has been consistent with that look since like 2010 or yeah, about till date. and nothing is changing. Baba dey wear Nkoko shoe, people dey collect am, people are paying for his gig, people dey pay to watch the video, people dey pay to do so many things. So me, I don't listen to all those side attraction. Or anybody can say whatever they want to say. But as far as I'm an entertainer, I feel like I should dress the way I feel comfortable. The way I feel like when I dress, when I step out there, people are going to be like, hey, boy, now look at his shoes, look at the outfit.
Yeah.
So that is what me I support.
Yeah.
I don't have issues with it.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was at the ROOBOY Fest you did, and I remember your outfits very clearly.
Yes, that was when I remember.
True.
That's true. That's true.
I remember. But I mean, now for instance, there are men who paint their nails and all of that. We're actually running out of time, but very quickly, we were just going to end on this particular question. Now, there are men, for instance, who paint their nails, and on social media. I remember, Drake painted his nails, and some people. And
I did it as well. I
think you painted it black, which I remember.
Yeah, so, black.
My question is there a line? When it comes to, for instance, I know you've spoken about the Western society and all of that, but when you bring it into the context of Nigeria, our tradition, our culture, is there a line that should be drawn? Or when it comes to creative industry, does that line, there is no necessity for that line to be drawn when it comes to being woke?
So like I said earlier, like I've said this and I'm going to repeat it again. When it comes to Nigeria, I feel like you see that culture thing, we actually don't have it. And I dislike it a lot as far as I'm concerned. We cannot be saying because I'm from a Christian background, I'm from a Kenyan background, then that is why Nigeria is still where it is to date. I've not traveled outside Nigeria before, but I used to check a lot of things on Instagram. Right. If you go to South Africa, I'm going to tell you that with my future, that when you enter South Africa today, like this, the moment you enter, you know that yes, there's one thing that is showing that yes, you're in South Africa, which is their culture. They are going to see, they don't hide it. Nigeria will not get any culture. All of us will be borrow culture.
That's a very strong statement. That's a strong statement, ROOBOY.
Yes, with a borrow culture, we will not get. See, anybody that enters Nigeria, if they don't go to Lagos, they go to Abuja. If they don't go to Abuja, maybe another popular place. But when you get to all these places, there's nothing. It's not giving any culture. It's just giving vibes and inshallah.
There's no culture of Lagos states. Really?
Okay, well, I would like to be the devil's advocate here. I get that you're trying to. Okay, so, but I think based off of what I understand that ROOBOY you're saying is, so because we are Afrocentric in nature now, we've infused so much foreign culture that, South Africa, their Zulu culture still stands out. The way they dress, it's every day, beyond just, having to use an Ankara or an African print. I really do get what you're saying. But we still, that vibe is still what makes us Nigeria anyway. That's my intake as regards that. That's what still makes us
ROOBOY, it's been so much fun having you. You are just such a great entertainer. Honestly, we love it. Yeah, it's been
the small culture we're even trying to bring now is one that they are turning to another thing entirely. Saying all sort of things, saying this one. Okay, what is wrong in me piercing my nose? Me piercing my nose, does it mean that I'm doing another agenda? I'm doing another thing entirely.
All right.
No.
All right, ROOBOY, it's been great having you on the show. Honestly, I've had so much fun. I'm sure the viewers as well. I've had so much fun listening to you. Very strong stances on all of the opinions that you've given us. Thank you very much. Please do come back when next we call, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
All right, you too.
All right,
blessings.
All right.